The House of Representatives is now in session. Please let the House come to order. Please stand as we're led in prayer today by the gentleman from Rankin, remaining standing thereafter for the pledge.
Pray with me, please. Father God, thank you. Thank you for allowing us to come here on a beautiful sunny afternoon. Thank you for keeping us safe as we came in. Thank you for just being with us. Lord, be with us in this final week as we try to finish our business. Give us patience, give us perseverance, Lord. Just be with us, be with each one of us, be with both us and the Senate, and let us get our business finished. Be with the governor as we go through this week, and let us all work together and do the right things for the state of Mississippi, do the right things for our people. Lord, I ask you to be with each one of us today, and just let us each follow you and where you want us to go. I thank you for this day. I thank you for, more than anything else, for Christ who saves us and gives us life. Lord, just bless this day in Jesus' name. Amen. Face the flag and salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Open the machine, Madam Clerk. Has everyone voted? Has everyone voted? Close the machine, Madam Clerk.
There's a quorum present, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. Report of select committees.
We have none, Mr. Speaker.
Report of standing committee.
We have reports on the counter, Mr. Speaker.
Introductions of bills and constitutional amendments. Gentleman from Marion, Mr. Morgan.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I ask unanimous consent to dispense with the reading of the introduction.
Is there objection? Hearing none, we will do that. Resolution, petitions, memorials, and other papers.
We have none, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. This time we'll have introduction of guests and visitors. Do we have any guests and visitors to be introduced? I do not see any. All right. We will go to the calendar. We're going to go to page 11 first. In conference ways and means. Calendar.
Mr. Speaker, we would go to item 5, page 11, House Bill 531. I think the motion is to adopt the conference report.
You recognize to present the report.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. This bill is no stranger to this body. We have passed some variation of this bill many times over the last 2 sessions. It is a historic day in Mississippi, the Mississippi Tax Freedom Act of 2022. This is the conference report. This will go down as the largest tax cut in the history of the state. It sets us on the path toward eliminating the Mississippi individual income tax within a reasonable time period. The bill will eliminate the existing 4% bracket out of the gate in the first year. In the second year, the 5% bracket will be reduced to 4.7, then 4.4, and then ultimately 4% in the last year, which is the 4th year. And then this body and this legislature will continue to, the law requires us to look at it prior to 2026 to see what further reductions and rates will be lowered at that time. So it's approximately a $525 million tax cut, income tax cut in today's dollars. Mr. Speaker, that is an explanation of the report.
Questions on the report? I don't see any. Open the machine, Madam Clerk. If you favor the report, vote aye. If you're opposed, vote nay. Has everyone voted? Has everyone voted? Close the machine, Madam Clerk. By a vote of 92 yeas, 23 nays, report is adopted. Next item.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. There's a couple bills that while I'm here, I need to recommit if I could.
Yes,
A couple
sir.
reports. Bear with me real quick. Senate Bill, House Bill 1108.
Okay,
Move to recommit.
motion is to recommit. All in favor say aye. Opposed nay. Ayes have it. Motion to recommit passes. Next item.
The next item would be House Bill 1663. Move to recommit.
Motion is to recommit. All in favor say aye. Opposed nay. The ayes have it.
The next bill is 1685. We would move to recommit as well.
Motion is to recommit. All in favor say aye. Opposed nay. The ayes have it.
The last item is Senate Bill 2159. Move to recommit that.
Item 19. Motion is to recommit. All in favor say aye. Opposed nay. Ayes have it.
That's all, Mr. Speaker. Ways and Means yields.
Ways and Means yields the floor. All right, we will return to page 1, in conference appropriations. Recognize the chairman.
Thank you, Speaker. Ladies in the House, let's go to in-conference appropriations. And could I take them up in block on recommitting, Mr. Speaker?
I think that would be wise. Any objection?
Okay, we want to recommit number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, number 6, number 7, number 8, number 9.
Motion is to recommit items 1 through 9. All in favor say aye. Opposed nay. Ayes have it. Next item.
Thank you. Mr. Speaker, that'd be item number 10. I recognize the gentleman from Montgomery, the Vice Chairman, to explain the next 3 bills.
Gentleman from Montgomery is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Ladies and gentlemen, these are special fund agency budgets that we're looking at. We passed these earlier in the session at LBR, and this is the final action on these bills. House concurred with the Senate action prior to conference. This is the Board of Medical Licensure, and this comes in at a level of $352,906 over LBR, which includes health insurance increases, funds for salary progressions, and the largest item, which is $260,000, is they are part of now the medical cannabis unit implementation that's been asked, they've been asked to participate in from the Department of Health. And that is an explanation of the conference report. I yield for any questions.
Question? I don't see any.
Move adoption.
Open the machine, Madam Clerk. Question occurs on the conference report, House Bill 1586. In favor of the report, vote aye. If you're opposed, vote nay. Has everyone voted? Close the machine, Madam Clerk. By vote 116 yeas, 4 nays, the report is adopted. Next item.
Mr. Speaker, go to the next item. This is the Board of Nursing. Item number 11, I believe, on the calendar.
Yes, sir.
House Bill 1587. This, the House concurred with the Senate action prior to the conference. This budget comes in at $458,282 over the original LBR. And this includes health insurance, restoration of vacancies. They too have been asked by the Department of Health to assist in the medical cannabis unit implementation. And there were several positions that needed to be added in order for them to do this. And that's an explanation of that budget. And if there are no questions, I move adoption of the conference report.
I don't see any. Open the machine, Madam Clerk. Question occurs on the conference report, House Bill 1587. In favor of the report, vote aye. If you're opposed, vote nay. Has everyone voted? Close machine, Madam Clerk. By 117 yeas, 5 nays, report is adopted. Next item.
Call up the next item, Mr. Speaker, House Bill 1589, and this is the Board of Optometry. The House concurred with Senate action prior to conference on this particular bill. This agency comes in at $10,105 over LBR, and that is an explanation of the conference report.
Questions on the report?
Move
Gentleman
adoption.
DeSoto, Mr. Hopkins.
Thank you, gentlemen. Were there increases for the board members in this?
There were not.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Gentlemen, by the way, that executive director salary is consistent with other special fund agencies, so move adoption.
I don't see any further questions. Open the machine, Madam Clerk. Question occurs on House Bill 1589. In favor of the report, vote aye. If you're opposed, vote nay. Has everyone voted? Close machine, Madam Clerk. By vote 121 yeas, 0 nays, report is adopted. Next item.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Ladies of the House, I'd like to go to these next few and take them up in a block. That would be number 13, number 14.
Excuse me, gentlemen, we taking them up to pass them, or would we recommit them?
Recommit.
Okay.
I'm sorry, excuse me.
Motion is to recommit these.
Yes, yes.
Gotcha.
So that would be 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and 21.
Motion is to recommit items 13 through 21. All in favor say aye. Opposed, nay. Ayes have it. Next item.
Next item would be item number 22. I recommend Gentleman Jackson to explain the conference report.
Jim from Jackson.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Excuse me. House Bill 1603 is our yearly reappropriations bill for DFA and the Bureau of Buildings. These are projects that were approved last year. There was money appropriated for them last year, but the projects are still ongoing, and what we're appropriating today is a total amount of money to complete the projects from last year, and that's an explanation of the report.
Questions on the report? I don't see any.
Move final adoption.
Open the machine, Madam Clerk. Question occurs on the conference report, House Bill 1603. In favor of the report, vote aye. If you're opposed, vote nay. Everyone voted. Close the machine, Madam Clerk. By vote 114 yeas and 5 nays, report is adopted. Next item.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Ladies of the House, we're about to, I would like to block the following to be recommitted. That would be number 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, and 35.
Motion is to recommit. All in favor say aye. Opposed, nay. Ayes have it. Next item.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Ladies of the House, let's go to item number 36. This would be House Bill 1619. Recognize the gentleman here, Mr. Ladner, to come work the next two reports.
Gentleman from Pearl River.
Pearl River. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the conference report for House Bill 1619. Final action is $20,359,634, which includes some salary progression and health insurance, all dealing with SEC Square. Mr. Speaker, that's an explanation.
Questions? I don't see any. Open the machine, Madam Clerk. Question occurs on House Bill 1619. In favor of the bill, vote aye. If you're opposed, vote nay. Has everyone voted? Close machine, Madam Clerk. I vote 117 yeas, 5 nays. report is adopted. Next item.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a conference report for House Bill 1621 for the Tom Bigby River Valley Water Management. Final action on this is $8,978,033, which includes some salary progression, some vacancy funding, all dealing with SEC Square.
Question? I don't see any. Open the machine, Madam Clerk. If you favor the report, vote aye. If you're opposed, vote nay. Has everyone voted? Close machine, Madam Clerk. By 118 yeas, 3 nays, report is adopted. Next item.
Next item, Mr. Speaker, would be item 38, House Bill 1623. I recognize the gentleman Tishomingo to handle the conference report.
Gentleman Tishomingo.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'd like to call up, he's called the bill up already. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the conference report for the Veterans Home Purchase Board. The conferees adopted the following changes at LBR level of funding. $1,944 in health insurance increase, $36,000 in salary progressions, $64,000 in vacancy funding request, $2,000 in travel, $68,000 in contractual service increase for building renovations, data management. Total increase above LBR is $202,347.
Questions? I don't see any. Open the machine, Madam Clerk. Question occurs on the conference report. House Bill 1623. You favor the report, vote aye. If you're opposed, vote nay. Has everyone voted? Close machine, Madam Clerk. By vote 122 to nothing, it passes. Next item.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Ladies of the House, instead of calling off each one, I would like to block number 39 through 92 to be recommitted.
Recommit, gentlemen?
Recommit, yes.
Motion is to recommit items 39 through 92. All in favor say aye. Opposed, nay. Ayes have it. Okay. Next item.
Thank you. Let's go to item number 93, and I recognize the gentlelady from Amit to explain the conference report.
Lady from Amit.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, ladies and gentlemen of the House, this is the conference report for our deficit bill. I'll go through it section by section. Section 1 is $1,188,068 in capital expense funds to the Attorney General's Office for settlements for fiscal year 22. Section 2 is $1,750,000 in capital expense funds to the Attorney General for settlements for fiscal year 22 through June 30th, 2023. Section 3 is $8,046,958 in local recovery ARPA funds to the Department of Finance and Administration to provide coronavirus state local recovery funds to non-entitlement units. These funds were provided through ARPA to act directly for non-entitlement. DFA is just simply going to be the pass-through for the state, and based on preliminary estimates, DFA received an appropriation of $260 million last session for this purpose and will distribute $268 million based on final Treasury guidance. Section 4 is $606,242 in capital expense funds to the Wireless Communication Commission. This is to defray expenses of contractual obligations for missed-win system maintenance. Section 5 is $15,000 in capital expense funds to the Joint Reapportionment Committee to defray agency operational expenses for legal services for a complaint filed by the ACLU and others. Section 6 is $3,500,000 in special funds for the Governor's Emergency Educational Relief Fund, and this is to the Office of Student Financial Aid to administer a one-time summer grant program to assist continuing college students who have fallen behind during the pandemic. Section 7 is $466,786,240 in special fund to the Division of Medicaid. This is to provide additional federal matching funds for mandated Medicaid medical services. Section 8 is $103,113 in capital expense funds to the State Veterans Affairs Board. This is to pay an ACA penalty for fiscal year 2017. Section 9 is $865,000 in capital expense funds to the Department of Health for the purpose of legal expenses for litigation on the Jackson water system. Section 10 is $4,576,323 in capital expense funds to the Mississippi Emergency Management Agency to provide funding for the Disaster Trust Fund. And Section 11 just simply says that the act is going to be enforced from and after passage. The total amount of funds are $487,436,944. $9,103,746 in capital expense funds, $478,333,198 in special funds, and that's an explanation of the conference report, Mr. Speaker.
Question? I don't see any. Open the machine, Madam Clerk. Question occurs on Senate Bill 3055. If you favor the bill, the report, vote aye. If you're opposed, vote nay. Has everyone voted? Close the machine, Madam Clerk. By vote 116 yeas, 5 nays. Report is adopted. Next item.
Mr. Speaker, ladies and gentlemen of the House, I'd like to recommit items 94 to 102.
Motion is to recommit. All in favor say aye. Opposed, nay. Ayes have it. Items are recommitted.
Okay. Do you want to go on down to the appropriation general bills?
Yes, sir. That's the next column.
Okay, the number one, let's go to number one on that list. House Bill 660, recommend, introduce a gentleman from Jackson to explain the conference report.
Gentleman from Jackson is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. House Bill 660 is the bill on the Gulf Coast Restoration Fund. It is strictly a clarification. We added some language that would have exempted public schools, cities, and counties from the match requirement for those projects. The Senate took out the cities and the counties but left the public schools in. So we're okay with that at this point. And so all we're doing here is exempting public schools from having to have that 20% match on projects. And that's an explanation of the conference report.
Questions on the report? I don't see any. Open the machine, Madam Clerk. Question occurs on the conference report, House Bill 660. If you favor the report, vote aye. If you're opposed, vote nay. Has everyone voted? Closed machine, Madam Clerk. By vote 116 yeas, 5 nays. Report is adopted. Next item would be.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Let's go to item number, skip 2, go to item number 3. That would be House Bill 1101. I bring it up and make the usual motions.
You recognize, present the report.
Okay. This deals with the infamous trip optimizer. And due to all the conditions that have happened in the last year, the inability to get automobiles, the price has increased. There's been a lot of confusion, who can, who can't. The committee has decided to put a 2-year moratorium on this, and we'll look at it in 2 years. And that's the conference report, Mr. Speaker.
Questions on the report? I don't see any. Open the machine, Madam Clerk. Question occurs on the conference report, House Bill 1101. You favor the report, vote aye. If you're opposed, vote nay. Has everyone voted? Closed machine, Madam Clerk. By vote 122 yeas, 0 nays. Report's adopted. Next item.
Next item, sir. Let's go to item number 5. That would be House Bill 1408. Recognize the gentleman from Montgomery to explain the conference report.
Gentleman from Montgomery.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the sheriff's salaries pay raise or increase. and the House and the Senate came together. It is the exact same bill as we presented it to you and you voted on earlier in the session. It's a $5,000 pay increase to every sheriff in the state, all 82 sheriffs, flat of $5,000. In addition to that, there's a salary provided in subsection 1, and it supplements authorized boards of supervisors that any county in its discretion may pay an annual supplement in the amount not to exceed $5,000 to sheriffs in counties in which juvenile detention centers are located. And that's an explanation of the only addition change to what you voted on earlier in the session. And that's my explanation of the conference report.
Questions on the report? I don't see any. Open the machine, Madam Clerk. Question occurs on the conference report, House Bill 1408. You favor the report, vote aye. If you're opposed, vote nay. Everyone voted. Close the machine, Madam Clerk. By vote 115 yeas and 4 nays, report is adopted.
Appropriation yields the floor.
Appropriations yields takes us back to the in-conference Ways and Means calendar. The chairman has already worked through that calendar. I don't see him here. So that brings us to the in-conference general bills. Number 1, Judd B.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'd call item 1 on the general calendar, House Bill 400, the conference report. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a salary increase for riding bailiffs. That is your constables, or not constables, but bailiffs that are in a courtroom. Just gives them the ability to make up to $100. When we passed it, it was raising it to $100. The Senate put in there, gave the county the discretion of it from being 55 up to 100. So that's an explanation of the conference report.
Questions? I don't see any. Open the machine, Madam Clerk. Question occurs on the conference report, House Bill 400. In favor of the report, vote aye. If you're opposed, vote nay. Has everyone voted? Close the machine, Madam Clerk. By vote 118 yeas and 4 nays, report's adopted.
Mr. Speaker, can I take up the remaining? I got 2 more conference reports.
Go right ahead. I see item 6 is next.
Item 6, that's the conference report for House Bill 607. This is Parker's Law. We had a debate on this. Gentleman from Pike put in an amendment limiting this to fentanyl. It creates the crime. It's called Parker's Law, but it creates the crime of fentanyl delivery resulting in death. What the Senate did that changed it from anything was they created fentanyl and its analogs, which is like a derivative. There's other derivatives off of fentanyl that are also being laced with, that the pills are being laced with. It still exempts people from sharing, from being prosecuted. It still allows for a Good Samaritan law, and then it has the 3-year repealer, and also requires that peer have a report a number of prosecutions on this every year. That's an explanation of the conference report.
Questions on the report? I don't see any. Open the machine, Madam Clerk. Question occurs on the conference report, House Bill 607. If you favor the report, vote aye. If you're opposed, vote nay. Has everyone voted? Closed machine, Madam Clerk. By vote 114 yeas and 4 nays, report is adopted. The next item, I believe, is number 38. Gentlemen, is
That's right. House Bill 1479, the conference report, item number 38. This is if you remember, we debated about the death penalty, giving the commissioner of discretion to know which method to use, whether it be through injection, through nitrogen hypoxia, electrocution, or firing squad. The Senate made a little amendment just with a policy statement saying that it is the policy of Mississippi that lethal injection be used above the other ones. It doesn't change the bill in any way other than making that's our policy, that lethal injection is our preferred method of execution. That's an explanation of the conference report.
questions? I don't see any. Open the machine, Madam Clerk. Question occurs on the conference report of House Bill 1479. If you favor the report, vote aye. If you're opposed, vote nay. Has everyone voted? Close the machine, Madam Clerk. By a vote of 93 yeas, 23 nays, report is adopted. Brings us back to page 15, item 13, County Affairs. All right, we'll pass that one. Item 16, Transportation.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Item 16 is the conference report on House Bill 811. That's our Memorial Highways bill. As you recall, I took it to conference just because a couple of members wanted to add to it. They opted to not do that, so this is the exact bill that we passed.
Question? I don't see any. Open the machine, Madam Clerk. Question occurs on the conference report, House Bill 811. If you favor the report, vote aye. If you're opposed, vote nay. Has everyone voted? Closed machine, Madam Clerk. By about 120 yeas, 0 nays, report is adopted. The next two items are corrections bills, which the chairman passes, which brings us to item 23, Transportation, 971.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Ladies and gentlemen, the conference report on House Bill 971, this is where we extended the amount of time that a license can be lapsed to renew without testing from 18 months to 5 years. We also had another bill that forbid anyone from having a CDL if they had been convicted of human trafficking. The Senate saw not to pass that bill, so that bill has been added to this bill. That's an explanation of the report.
Question? I don't see any. Open the machine, Madam Clerk. Question occurs on conference report, House Bill 971. If you favor the report, vote aye. If you're opposed, vote nay. Has everyone voted? Closed machine, Madam Clerk. I vote 114 yeas and 2 nays. Report is adopted. Gentlemen, you got anything else on the calendar? Go right ahead.
Please, if I may, Mr. Speaker. Item 31, House Bill 1185. This would allow the DOT to contract with cities and states. The only thing that's been added is the permission for the commission to sell some property in Kemper County that they have agreed to, and some language that would allow the Southern Rail Commission to expend monies without going through DOT. That's an explanation of the report.
Questions? I don't see any. Open the machine, Madam Clerk. Question occurs on the conference report, House Bill 1185. If you favor the report, vote aye. If you're opposed, vote nay. Closed machine, Madam Clerk. By vote 122 yeas, 0 nays, report is adopted. We advance now to item 79 on the calendar. Chairman is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Item 79 is the conference report on Senate Bill 2507. This would not allow or disallow the commission from borrowing bonds from public entities. That's an explanation of the report.
Questions on the report? I don't see any. Open the machine, Madam Clerk. Question occurs on the conference report, Senate Bill 2507. If you favor the report, vote aye. If you're opposed, vote nay. Has everyone voted? Closed machine, Madam Clerk. By vote 118 yeas and 1 nay, report's adopted. Next item.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Conference report on Senate Bill 2508 is item 80. It has to deal with personal delivery devices. We adopted the insurance clause from Louisiana's bill and satisfied the expert on the committee. And so that's an explanation of the report.
Question? I don't see any. Open the machine, Madam Clerk. Question occurs on the conference report, Senate Bill 2508. If you favor the report, vote aye. If you're opposed, vote nay. Has everyone voted? Close the machine, Madam Clerk. By vote 107 yeas and 8 nays, report is adopted. Chairman yields the floor. We turn now to page 16, item 26, Wildlife, Fisheries, and Parks.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to call up the report for House Bill 1035. The conference report on 1035, the velvet hunting season. What we did is we took the House language and we inserted the mandatory harvest reporting language and adopted it. That's an explanation of the conference report.
Question? I don't see any. Open the machine, Madam Clerk. Question occurs on the conference report, House Bill 1035. You favor the report, vote aye. If you're opposed, vote nay. Has everyone voted? Close the machine, Madam Clerk. By a vote of 117 yeas and 5 nays, the report is adopted. Looks like item 43 is next, gentlemen.
Item 43. Yes, sir. That's the conference report for Senate Bill 2010, which is the conference report for the airbow or the pre-charged pneumatic weapon. We adopted the Senate version of that. We didn't have a House version, so I moved to adopt the report.
Questions? I don't see any. Open the machine, Madam Clerk. Question occurs on the conference report, Senate Bill 2010. Favor the report, vote aye. If you're opposed, vote nay. Has everyone voted? Close machine, Madam Clerk. By a vote of 120 yeas, 0 nays, report is adopted. You got anything else on here, gentlemen?
Yes, sir. I have one more. Item number 77.
Okay.
That is the conference report for the inclusion of organ donor registration on our hunting and fishing licenses. That conference report, we removed the repealer, obviously, and we had a question on fees, and we adjusted the fees to the House version. So that's an explanation of the conference report.
Any questions? I don't see any. Open the machine, Madam Clerk. Question occurs on the conference report, Senate Bill 2505. In favor of the report, vote aye. If you're opposed, vote nay. Has everyone voted? Close machine, Madam Clerk. By a vote of 115 yeas and 5 nays, report is adopted. Gentleman yields the floor. We will return to page 20, item 57, insurance. Okay. 60 is insurance. 67 is education. 69 is corrections. You pass. Okay. Well, you do have a taker. Chairman of Corrections.
Mr. Speaker, this is the item number 69, call it up, Senate Bill 2437, and I've explained to the body that the pilot work initiative at CMCF is the House position, put it in the Senate bill, authorizes the commissioner to have 25 inmates working, and that's an explanation. They'll be working outside the gate. That's an explanation of the conference report.
Questions on the report? I don't see any. Open the machine, Madam Clerk. Question occurs on the conference report, Senate Bill 2537. In favor of the report, vote aye. If you're opposed, vote nay. Has everyone voted? Close machine, Madam Clerk. By a vote 120 yeas, 0 nays, report's adopted. Next item.
Mr. Speaker, I'd like to go back to item 20, House Bill 919, call it up.
Okay. Going back to item 20 on page 15. You recognize, gentlemen.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. What this is we agreed to take out the reverse repealer on our version. There were no additions to the allowing DFA to establish a leasing policy for MDOC, and hopeful that we'll be able to get the workforce training. When we do that, this will assist them in leasing equipment. That's the explanation of the report.
Questions? I don't see any. Open the machine, Madam Clerk. Question occurs on the conference report, House Bill 919. In favor of the report, vote aye. If you're opposed, vote nay. Has everyone voted? Close machine, Madam Clerk. By vote 116, 17 yeas, 3 nays, reports adopted.
Mr. Speaker, I've got one more, 51, Senate Bill 2273.
Item 51. right, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. What this does is authorizes offenders, employers to submit their information electronically or by other means instead of attending meetings with probation and parole officers. Streamline the process. Explanation of the conference report.
Questioners on the report? I don't see any. Open the machine, Madam Clerk. Question occurs on the conference report, Senate Bill 2273. If you favor the report, vote aye. If you're opposed, vote nay. Has everyone voted? By a vote of 122 to 0, it passes.
That's all I have. I yield.
All right, we return to page 22, item 82, transportation. Item 82.
Council report on 2817, Senate Bill 2817 has item 82, just provides for a voluntary inspection service for our commercial vehicles, primarily at the request of our loggers. And that's an explanation of the report.
Questions? I don't see any. Open the machine, Madam Clerk. Question occurs on the conference report, Senate Bill 2517. If you favor the report, vote aye. If you're opposed, vote nay. Has everyone voted? Close the machine, Madam Clerk. By about 112 yeas and 6 nays, report is adopted. The next item I see is 89, correction. How about 92, military affairs?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. You'd like to call up House Bill Conference Report on 2649.
Yes, sir. You're recognized.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Speaker. Ladies and gentlemen, if you'll remember on this one, all we did was put a reverse repealer on it to send it to conference. We just removed that. The bill's the same as it was when it left here. That's an explanation.
Question? I don't see any. Open the machine, Madam Clerk. Question occurs on the conference report, Senate Bill 2649. Favor the report, vote aye. If you're opposed, vote nay. Everyone voted. Close the machine, Madam Clerk. By a vote of 119 yeas, 0 nays, report is adopted. Next item, number 93, insurance. 94, universities and colleges.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I would like to ask the gentleman from Philadelphia, Neshoba, to read the report on Senate Bill 9690.
Gentleman from Neshoba.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and ladies and gentlemen of the House. This is the name, image, likeness bill that we came before us. The House position stayed in. One thing we did do, make it from and after passage, universities say that they need to go ahead and get everything moving on this. Don't wait till July the 1st. Senate did make one change in it, and it really benefits and protects the student athlete itself. And it deals with the language that if they retain an agent for name, image, and likeness, that is a contractual agreement for name, image, likeness. It does not interfere with their possible plans to move into an agent agreement for moving into professional sports or anything like that. We needed that distinguished in there, and that protects that athlete. And universities are all in support of this, and that is the report on the conference report.
Question? I don't see any. Open the machine, Madam Clerk. Question occurs on the conference report, Senate Bill 2690. You favor the report, vote aye. If you're opposed, vote nay. Has everyone voted? Close the machine, Madam Clerk. By vote 117 yeas and 3 nays, report is adopted. Next item, number 95.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'd like to read the conference report on Senate Bill 2700. This is a bill for the IHL to extend a repealer for a construction project. We've already voted on this twice. It basically just extends the repealer to allow the Mississippi State University and Ole Miss and UMC Medical Center to extend their construction projects that they're already got. Due to COVID, they were not able to finish some of those projects. And it also has an ARPA fund in there for private colleges to give them $10 million where we had it at $60 million. It backs it down to $10 million for construction on infrastructure projects.
Question? I don't see any. Open the machine, Madam Clerk. Question occurs on the conference report. Senate Bill 2700. If you favor the report, vote aye. If you're opposed, vote nay. Has everyone voted? Close the machine, Madam Clerk. By vote 117 yeas, 5 nays, reports adopted. Next item is number 99, insurance. Next is 104, education. Next is moving into the in-conference local and private.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'd like to go to Senate Bill 2981. So 2981, the conference report, this is for the Board of Supervisors in Bolivar County. It allows them to contribute some money to a couple of charities, Community Action Agency and the Fannie Lou Hamer Cancer Foundation. The only thing we've done here is remove the reverse repealer, and that's an explanation of the conference report.
Question? I don't see any. Open the machine, Madam Clerk. Question occurs on the conference report. Senate Bill 2981. If you favor the report, vote aye. If you're opposed, vote nay. Has everyone voted? Close the machine, Madam Clerk. By vote 111 yeas, 7 nays, reports adopted. Next item.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Go to Senate Bill 3069. This is for Marshall County. This is allows Marshall County to donate an aggregate of $7,500 to a number of local food pantries. And we have removed the reverse repealer, and that's an explanation of the conference report.
Questions? I don't see any. Open the machine, Madam Clerk. Question occurs on the conference report. Senate Bill 3069. If you favor the report, vote aye. If you're opposed, vote nay. Has everyone voted? Close the machine, Madam Clerk. By vote 110 yeas, 5 nays, report is adopted. We next come to the concurrence, non-concurrence calendar. Local and private, got anything there? Next, we come to the general calendar, suffrage. Chairman's recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'm on the general calendar. What I would like to do, and can I do this in a block? I want to table 1, 2, and 3. Or do I need to call them up?
You just want to move to table all 3 of those?
The first 3, yes, sir, the first 3.
Those opposed to have 5 minutes. Any objection to taking those up in a block? I don't hear any. Anyone wish to speak against the motion to table? I don't see any. You favor the motion to table? Indicate by saying aye. Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Okay?
And then item number 4, I'll call it up.
Chairman calls the bill up, moves the rules be suspended. Bill considered and engrossed, read the 3rd time, placed on final passage. All in favor say aye. Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Gentleman's recognized.
If you'll recognize the gentleman from Covington to handle the bill.
Gentleman from Covington.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. 1758 concerns Latanya Woodson of Warren County. She was convicted of embezzlement October 2010. She completed all terms and conditions of her sentence March 2016, and we're advised that these were private funds, no public funds involved in the embezzlement. And that's the description of the bill.
Questions? I don't see any. Open the machine, Madam Clerk. Question occurs on House Bill 1758. You favor of the bill, vote aye. If you're opposed, vote nay. Has everyone voted? Close the machine, Madam Clerk. 511 yeas, 0 nays, report. Excuse me, the bill passes.
Ask for immediate release.
Any objection? Hearing none, we will do that. All right, does any other chairman have an item on this calendar they wish to take up today? We called your name earlier. No, come on, we'll do it now. Everybody's ready to go to supper, but we'll go ahead. Let you take up your bill. What number is it, gentlemen? Item 14 on the general calendar. No, that's not you, sir. What? Just go to the well, gentlemen, call it up. Which item? Okay. Number 13, House Bill 719. You recognize, gentlemen.
The conference report for House Bill 719 is an omnibus bill, a comprehensive pay raise for county elected officials. It's phased in over 2028 and 2024, except for the cap on the Chancery and Circuit clerks, which will be increased $5,000. There's a cap now of $94,500. We'll increase the cap to $99,500. The marshals are included in here. Their fee will increase $10, except for an annual fee, which is $500. These fees are, the $500 is for service on state courts judgments that fails, and they have to send a warrant or whatever. So annual fee of $500 then, and for service of process, additional $10, except in the case where there are multiple parties in that household, they get another $5 per individual. For the circuit clerks, in addition to the cap, circuit and chancery clerks will be increased $2,500 for the circuits to conduct elections, and again in 2028 another $2,500, and then for the chancery, after January 1, 2028, they will be increased $2,500 for attending board meetings, and they will be increased $2,500 for record keeping, and that increase will happen again in 2028, giving them a total of 10. Assessor collectors get $10,000 at the end of the day, circuits and chancellors get $10,000 at the end of the day, and the marshals are going to get plus 10 for service and plus 5 for when there are multiple parties in the household. Mr. Speaker, that's a report, and I move adoption.
Is that it?
That's it. I think it's got everybody in there except for others who have other bills.
All right, any questions? I don't see any. Open the machine, Madam Clerk. Question occurs on the conference report, House Bill 719. In favor of the report, vote aye. If you're opposed, vote nay. Everyone voted. Close the machine, Madam Clerk. By vote 110 yeas, 8 nays, report is adopted. Any other chairman have an item on this calendar they wish to take up today? Gentleman from Grenada.
Mr. Speaker, I would ask that if I could do it from the chair here, recommit item 17863.
All right, motion is to recommit. All in favor say aye. Opposed, nay. Ayes have it. You have another one, gentlemen. Is that it? Gentleman from Jones, Mr. Scoggin.
Yes, sir, Mr. Speaker. I apologize. I accidentally voted no on that last bill. I meant to vote yes. If I could change my vote, please.
Any objection? Any
From no
objection?
to yes.
Any legitimate objection? Change the gentleman's vote. All right. Any other chairman have an item on this calendar they wish to take up today? I don't see any. Announcements, Mr. Clerk. Announcements, Madam Clerk.
The Joint Legislative Reapportionment Committee will meet today at 5 o'clock in room 216. On tomorrow, apportionment elections will meet at 9 in 401A.
Announcements by the members. Lady from Amite, Ms. Cockerham.
A request, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, ma'am.
With no objection, I'd like to change my vote on item number 38, House Bill number 1479, from yay to nay.
Any objection? Change the lady's vote. Gentleman from the shoulder, Mr. Bound.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Ladies and gentlemen of the House, just want to remind you and anybody who's hearing my voice that I have opportunities here for you to participate in the Mississippi Legislative Sportsman's Caucus gun raffle. We've got a nice gun this year, and I'll be glad to talk to you about it. Thank you.
Any further announcements? I have one. Ladies and gentlemen, if I could have your attention. One of our own has found love. Hunter Scott down here got engaged a couple of days ago. Not my news to tell, but I told it anyway, so congratulations to her. All right, I don't see any further announcements. We'll recognize the gentleman from Itawamba, Mr. Bell, for the motion.
Mr. Speaker, I move the House stand in recess until after the last conference report has been filed, at which time the Journal will reflect the House stands adjourned until 10 a.m. tomorrow.
All in favor say aye. Opposed nay. The ayes have it. House adjourned to 10 a.m. tomorrow.